What's good? It's the one, the only, but what do I know? Boxing coming back at y'all with another one, man. So we got Ryan Garcia. Actually, we got Tank Davis. Speaking on what happened with Ryan Garcia, speaking on Golden Boy and I said Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya and Bernard Hopkins during his press conferences. You guys can see Tank Davis tweeted on his verified Instagram or verified Twitter account. I'm sorry, it says, "That's crazy. B-Hop almost got whooped for Ryan, and boy, don't even F with him. Oh, goofy." And for y'all that don't know what he's talking about in the situation when they had to weigh in and Bernard Hopkins he says that he was trying to help Tank Davis because it looked like Tank Davis was gonna fall off of the stage, but Tank took it. They said he might have had some substance on his hand. I don't know what. Tank didn't like that though, and he went off on Bernard Hopkins. De La Hoya then tweeted, said, "I have to say that I am really concerned about Ryan Garcia's state of mind, considering his history of mental instability, which he has documented himself. His current erratic behavior shows he's clearly not focused on Saturday's fight. You won't take my calls, Ryan. I hope you are okay." All right. So with that being said, if you guys don't know, I normally play the clip on here, but I'm kind of in a rush today. So what ended up happening was Ryan Garcia, he basically was at the press conference, the final press conference before his Saturday fight against Oscar Duhart, and he stated that De La Hoya, basically he was responding to what Bernard Hopkins had to say. But I want to touch on something that a fan actually posted. Shout out to Tyrant T316. He said, "Being a former boxer and a legend and turning into a promoter to me is the epitome of either dying a hero or living long enough to see yourself become the villain. Promoters have never really been considered heroes, and as solid as a fighter might be, if they become a promoter, they automatically become a villain because of how they have conduct business. With that said, I think Oscar De La Hoya could have handled things a little better, and Golden Boy needs to stop with the jabs, even if Ryan Garcia jabs at them. Be the example." I gotta give a shout out. Because bro, one thing that he said about in this comment that makes sense, bro, is like no matter what you do, no matter how good of a fighter you are, once you become a promoter, you automatically become a villain. But that's because because fighters know what it's like being a fighter, right? You know what a fighter has to go through, so we do hold you to a certain accountability. Now, as a promoter though, a lot of people don't look at the sport of boxing as what it really is, and it's a business first, right? As a promoter, your job is to protect your investments. And I feel like Oscar De La Hoya has done a great job of protecting Ryan up until this fight with Tank Davis. But it's not just De La Hoya who we view as this is the wrong way. Floyd Mayweather is protecting Tank Davis, a lot of these guys protect their investments or whatnot. And the problem with that is we don't see them in dangerous fights or tough fights that we perceive to be 50-50 even fights. We don't see that, right? They're not going to throw their fighter in there with somebody that could possibly beat them who's not on the same promotion as them. It's like I lose out on money now, right? But regardless, let me talk about this, man. First and foremost, let me say this, bro. I commend Ryan Garcia for speaking his mind about what Bernard Hopkins said, because if you don't know, Bernard Hopkins basically said that after this fight he'll see the stability that or he'll see how good Ryan Garcia is or how good he looks, and that depends on whether when his next fight will be or if he fights and this, that. All right, Ryan got wind of that and he did not like that at all, and he basically stated that listen, Bernard Hopkins does not control my career. He doesn't control my next move. My trainers do, my team does. And then, he got on there talking about De La Hoya. And it was funny because if you go watch the press conference, you can see De La Hoya in the background. He's obvious. De La Hoya, it's so easy to see when he gets pissed off. I don't know if you guys remember when De La Hoya was about to fight Floyd in those press conferences, how Floyd was taunting the hell out of De La Hoya. And De La Hoya was just looking so pissed, mad, he can't really say anything. That's exactly how he was looking when Ryan was speaking. He was just behind him, and he even made a face like, bro, what the heck is wrong with this dude? Bernard Hopkins also made a face at him, and then Bernard Hopkins actually threw some jabs back, and he was like, just want you to know, whatever you say, or something like, basically, boxing will show the truth, or something like that. And he looks at Ryan Garcia and he walks off. you hate to see things like this because, you know, again, Ryan Garcia feels like, hey, these guys don't have my best interests. But my whole thing is, I commend Ryan Garcia for speaking his mind, but why did you sign with them? Why did you continue to sign with them then? Canelo Alvarez actually stated on his interview with the Breakfast Club, he actually stated that he tried to warn Ryan Garcia about De La Hoya. So my whole thing is, why did you continue to sign with it? It's just like with Tank Davis and Floyd Mayweather. Like, you sit there and complain about Floyd, but yet you turned around and signed with him again. Like, why did you sign with him then, bro? I can't feel sorry for you. So with that being said, like, you know, it's like, bro, I hope that they can get everything resolved. I don't know how many fights Ryan Garcia has left with Oscar De La Hoya, but I don't know. They might try to do something, man. Like, where, you know, boxing is a corrupted sport, bro. And like, say for example, it's a rumor that's going around and saying that, like, you know, Manny Pacquiao was thinking about leaving Bob Arum, and his last fight was the Tim Bradley fight, the first fight. I'm just gonna leave it that. I'm gonna let your mind, you know, I'm gonna wrap your mind around with that and let you see where I'm going with that. So I don't know, man. I think that's like a dangerous rope that Ryan Garcia is walking on. But I at the same time, like I said, I commend him for speaking his mind, bro. If he's not happy with them or what they're saying, he feel like they don't have his best interest. Now, Ryan Garcia has been training with Derek James. Oscar Duhart is I think it's gonna be a good fight. Oscar Duhart is a good puncher. Obviously, he's a 135-pound fighter coming up. But I think it's gonna be a good fight, man. A good comeback fight. Ryan Garcia, you know, he last fought against Tank, he lost, and he put himself in a bizarre situation with the Tank Davis fight. And De La Hoya was even saying that he felt like Ryan was, you know, dumb for taking those, you know, terms, you know, fighting under those conditions. But Ryan Garcia seems, they just don't seem like they're on par with each other, man, or on par with each other, should I say? I'm sorry. They don't seem like they're on par with each other, Ryan Garcia and Oscar De La Hoya. And, you know, I hate to see that, man, because, you know, Golden Boy doesn't have too many fighters left. I mean, they have Ryan Garcia. It's rumored that Canelo could be fighting Ryan Garcia, but I don't know how true that is because Canelo's not even on good terms with De La Hoya. So I don't know how true that is or whatnot. You know, but they don't have any big fighters. I mean, they got Zordo Ramirez, but, you know, he's not, you know, I don't think anybody's really taking him serious to do jack, you know, shit. They have Jaime Maguire again. He didn't do anything at 160. I don't even know what the hell and now he's fighting at 168 possibly. You know, and then they have Jojo Diaz, who hasn't been looking good. I mean, I don't know, man. It's not looking too good for Golden Boy. So it seems like Ryan Garcia is their last cash cow. And then even after the fight with Tank Davis, you know how Golden Boy they weren't at the post-fight conference and all this type of stuff. And I know De La Hoya tried to make an excuse for it by saying that he was receiving threats. But my whole thing is, if you were receiving threats fight week, then why would you go to an open weigh-in, but you wouldn't go to a closed post-fight conference? That doesn't make sense to me. You know, that it just doesn't. But anyways, either way it goes, man, listen, Ryan Garcia needs to be focused on his fight. He needs to be focused on his comeback, because Ryan Garcia kind of wasted his time at 135. Like, what was the point of you fighting at 135 if you're not even going to fight for a title? You were Devin Haney's mandatory, and you chose not to fight Devin Haney. You didn't fight for a title. You did not fight for a world title. You fought for an interim, but you didn't fight for a world title. So what was the point? What was the purpose of you being at 135? It was no purpose. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully Ryan Garcia can, you know, make you know, his name bigger at 140, because it's definitely some guys. You know, it's rumor that he offered Teofimo. If I don't believe that though, man. Teofimo is a dangerous fight for Ryan Garcia. I just don't see Ryan Garcia or Oscar De La Hoya having enough confidence to put Ryan Garcia in there with a Teofimo Lopez. I just don't see it. I don't see it. I think Teofimo Lopez could beat all them guys. Can be. I'm not saying he will be, but I think he can beat all them guys. All right. But hopefully he looks good this weekend. We can see him in with the likes of Devin Haney, you know, O'Hara Davis, or the winner of O'Hara and the guy that Rolly last beat, and fight for that world title. Let me know what you guys think, man. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. How do you think Ryan Garcia would do? Do you think he is mentally okay? But what do I know?